Hi, my name is Bianca, and my partner Bernardo and I believe that prostitution should be legalized in licensed brothels. We need to make this change because regardless of whether prostitution is legal or not, it still continues to happen on a daily basis. We spend large amounts of time and money trying to carry out laws against prostitution instead of coming up with new solutions for ones that are currently failing. Not to mention, there are many dangers that come from prostitution in its present state. Which leads me to our first claim, that prostitution is dangerous for everyone involved the way it is now. It leads to the spread of more disease. According to Pauline Dakin from CBC News, the UN convened commission found that making any part of prostitution illegal, whether it be the buying or selling of sex, makes workers less able to protect themselves from infection or seek treatment if they become infected. It also makes the prevalence of rape and violence in the sex industry, there's also prevalence of rape and violence in the sex industry, which is our second point. And according to John Haltiwanger, a political writer for Elite Daily, 45 to 75% of sex workers will experience workplace violence, yet as long as prostitution remains illegal, sex workers who are assaulted will be extremely unlikely to report anything to the police for fear of legal ramifications. And lastly, which brings me to our last point of our first claim, is that it's detrimental to the economy. And according to Aaron Fuchs from Business Insider, illegal prostitution businesses in America, of course, pay no taxes. If those brothels were legalized, then state and county governments could gain significant revenue. So we're basically missing out on some money that we could be getting just because it is illegal. Which leads me to our next claim, that legalizing prostitution and licensed brothels, by legalizing prostitution and licensed brothels, we would be able to set a strict set of guidelines in order for us to begin regulation over it. So we would have the owners who will have to attain a license for a certain fee depending on which county they're in. The employees will have to register with the county sheriff and be responsible for paying a $50 worker's license. Workers will be required to use condoms for all oral and sexual intercourse and have regular medical checkups. Workers will have the right to deny any customer and have security available to them whenever necessary. And brothels and its employees will be required to pay federal and state income taxes. So those are basically all of the guidelines you would have set up for the brothels. And then finally, our last claim states that legalizing prostitution would begin to reduce the harms that come from criminalizing prostitution. It would substantially decrease the spread of disease. It would also reduce the amount of violence in the sex industry, and it would be economically beneficial. So as you can see, legalization of prostitution and licensed brothels could lead us to many opportunities and advantages that could be utilized that we're not using now. Thank you.